What's up everyone, Andrew Baena here, and on today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Runeforge Fenrir plugin from Solemn Tones. So what you heard in the full demo mix in this video was a short cover of a song called Four Lights by Periphery. It's all in F sharp standard and I recorded it all on my Aristides 080S, and of course all the guitar tones that you heard were done with Runeforge Fenrir. Before we get into it, I also want to mention that this video is sponsored by Solemn Tones. They did send this plugin over to me, however they have no say in what I do or don't say. In addition to that, they're also running a Black Friday sale from now until November 29th, and you can get 20% off using the discount code BaenaFen2023 until November 29th. There is also a free version of this plugin, which I'll talk about a little bit later in this video, again linked in the description and the pinned comment below. With that being said, let's check out what this plugin can do. So this is the first amp sim plugin done by Solemn Tones. I've worked with Solemn Tones for a number of years, most notably with some of his instrument samplers like his bass libraries, guitar libraries, which is the Odin or Loki or Sanguine bass most recently. And yeah, this is the first time he has done a high gain rhythm amp sim, and it sounds pretty awesome in my opinion. So in this video, I'm going to show you a brief overview of most of the functions of this plugin. I'm not going to be doing a deep dive and showing you what every single knob and dial does, but I'm going to explain it all briefly and show you a couple of different sound clips. So let's just jump right into it. So what I got open on the screen is the main page that you're going to see in Runeforge Fenrir. So you can see the big amp face right here, which of course has gain, low, mid, high, presence, and level. Pretty standard of what you would expect on the front of an amp interface. So what the carve function does is it actually just adds a high and low pass to your guitar tone so that it sits in a mix a little bit better. I personally had it on for the purposes of it being in a mix, obviously. And then if we go down below the amp, we have the cabinet interface. So this is a bit different than some other plugins. There's not like dynamic microphones that you can move around on individual speakers and all that, which I personally am totally fine with. That stuff goes way over my head and is way too much information, and I never really play with that stuff anyways. So instead of that, what they did give you is the option to bypass the cab entirely, or from this drop-down menu, select a few different impulse responses that are included in the plugin. So the one that I was using was Cutting Edge, but there are also 4 other impulse responses that were done in collaboration with Sandlin Recording Facilities. Before making this video, I was honestly unfamiliar with Sandlin Recording Facilities, but they have worked with a few notable bands such as Epica, Powerwolf, and Blind Guardian, to name a few, and they're based in the Netherlands. Going back to the interface, we also have a pedal section which takes effect before the amp. So in this section we have an EQ pedal, a gate pedal, and then also a boost pedal, but you might notice that the boost pedal is permanently on and you can't actually change that. So this is actually directly replicated from the Dirty Tree boost pedal, which is a real pedal you can buy in real life, and the reason that they've chosen these settings is because this will help get a lot more punch from your 7, 8 string, 9 string, or baritone guitar, which of course is exactly what I use, so I was very happy about that. And the reason you can't change any of the functions on this pedal is because it was actually used while developing the amp sound, so this is just permanently on and it sounds good, so who cares? Then over here we have a 3-band EQ pedal, so you can either boost or cut the lows, highs, and mids, and of course a very simple noise gate, which you can turn off or on and increase or decrease the ratio of the noise gate. And then moving on to the final section of the plugin, in the effects section we have a chorus pedal, a delay pedal, and a reverb pedal. All of them have pretty easy to understand controls, which I really appreciate. In some other amp sim plugins it can get a little crazy with too many options where I don't even know where to begin, so I appreciate the simplicity in something like this. And then along the top of the plugin we have a few additional functions. We have input gain, the gate function right here, which you can also control. This does the exact same thing as the pedal. As you can see, you control it either way. And then on the far right you have the output dial, which obviously just increases or decreases the output. You have a switch from mono to stereo, so if you're running 2 guitar tracks into one instance of the plugin, like I was, you just leave it in stereo, or if you're doing one instance, mono, obviously. You can also have the tone be SD or HD. HD is a lot more CPU intensive, but it does sound quite a lot better, which is why I have it over there. And then of course, last but not least, up in the center of the plugin, we have the preset section. So it comes with a few different presets. These might look a little bit different by the time you see this video if you get the plugin for yourself, since this is an early access version of the plugin. Nonetheless, it comes with a few different factory presets, and then of course when you make your own presets and save them, they go down here in this other section called user presets. Pretty easy to understand. Another cool feature which I've never actually seen in any other plugin that I've tried before is actually this lock function. It makes complete sense, and now I wish it was in every other plugin I've ever tried. So what this does is it locks the input gain and the gate section so that when you change presets, your gate and input stay the same, which is awesome because if you're using the same guitar through different presets, obviously you would not really play around with this most of the time. So it's cool that you're able to lock that, and then you can go ahead and change presets and this will never move, which is really, really cool. Okay, so that's a brief walkthrough of most of the functions that you can find within this plugin. For the purposes of the mix that I made, I really only use it as a high gain rhythm tone, and I'm gonna show you what that tone sounds like by itself right now. One other thing that I wanted to mention as well is there's actually a mini version of this plugin which is completely free, so you don't actually need to buy this. You can go ahead and download it in the link in the description and the pinned comment below. And if you load up the mini version of the plugin, you can see that you pretty much just can't control any of the features other than the input gain, the gate, and the output. However, if you want to try this out for free to see if you like the sound of this plugin, you can go download this for free in the description and the pinned comment below, like I said, and it'll give you a better idea of if this would work well for your workflow. And for an example of what that would sound like, it would sound like this. So right out of the box, a pretty usable high gain rhythm tone that again will give you a better idea of how it might sound with your guitars and in your mix. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for this video. Again, if you're interested in grabbing this plugin for yourself, go check out the link in the description and the pinned comment below. Also, from now until November 29th, you can actually get 20% off the plugin using the discount code BaenaFen2023, again at the link in the description or the pinned comment below. I want to give another big thank you to Solemn Tones for sponsoring this video. I really appreciate it and always like working with them. And of course, also a big thank you to all my Patreon members whose names are on the screen at this point in time. If you're interested in getting audio downloads, guitar tabs, stems, or a shout out on the screen for most of my videos, you can find all of that over on my Patreon page, which is also linked in the description below. That's all I have to say for now. Thank you for watching this video. I look forward to your comments, and I'll see you next time.